Valley Club tech raids are about to get a lot easier. Pegasus is going to become farmable very soon. We have some approximate dates on when you could start to get these characters. Also, we have more clues for the arrival of Mephisto. Are there even more on the way? And is the new Hive Mind Bio Raid team actually skippable? I got my thoughts in this video along with the answers to the rest of your mailbag questions because it is Mailbag Monday. And if you're ready for that and a lot more, then you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying warm and safe during this cold front that is hitting the US right now. But in this video, we're gonna talk about this guy and his relationship to Mephisto. We're also gonna discuss the Hive Mind team. Are they really worth building or are they skippable? But before we get to all that and your mailbag questions, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Usually there's more. We got question and answer videos, news videos, gameplay videos, reveal videos, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. Let's go right into the latest data mines. These come courtesy of Brother Rocket, who did used to do the data mines a while ago, then quit the game, stopped doing the data mines, but is back. Reached out to me this weekend, is back to doing these data mines. So shout out to you, Brother Rocket. Hopefully the game is fun enough that makes you want to play. But if not, I'm glad you're back doing these data mines. First one I want to discuss is the Pact of Wrath milestones, and this is going to unlock a new costume for Nova, and we will get to what this could mean for Mephisto, Dark Dimension 7 in just a little bit. But with this, it could be something new that you're trying. You're going to need to get these 3 items: a corrupted helmet, corrupted armor, and corrupted gauntlets. And you're going to be finding these in offers for the Hive Mind characters. First one is going to be for Void Knight offers. Next is going to be for the Gwenum offers. And the final piece is going to be in the next update when Red Goblin is finally released. And if you get all of these, then you can get this costume for Nova. Looks pretty interesting here, and we will get to that. But I think if you were gonna buy the Hive Mind characters anyway, this costume is not gonna sway you one direction or the other. If you are not gonna get the Hive Mind, this costume is not gonna change your mind in either direction. But if you were kind of on the fence and sometimes purchase these characters thinking, maybe I should buy these Hive Mind characters or maybe I won't, some people, this will push them over the edge for this costume. It's just a visual thing, doesn't make any difference in the game, but I do kind of like these looks. And if you're someone that buys these characters anyway, this is kind of like a little bonus for you. But the interesting thing here is it says it's the Wrath costume, so it does make sense the name of the event. But as faced with no other choice, Nova makes a deal with Mephisto, becomes engulfed in the flames of his rage. So I guess it was a very bad deal, but my question is this just the first of the legendaries since the Horsemen were released to get these costumes here? We do know that Black Cat in her legendary event, there was some shout outs to Mephisto. Same thing for Green Goblin. Are they also gonna get these costumes? Let me know in the comments if you think they are, if they're all gonna arrive before Dark Dimension 7. As we go on to the next data mine here, and this is the blast off to level 100. And this was also described in the blog post here. Now it looks like this is related to an event. And if we go to this calendar here, the blast off to 100 event will start on January 22nd. Now, coming back to this, you can score points to this milestone by earning century credits, and you can spend them in limited time event store. And I like the events that have these limited time event store. It's going to contain some character shards. The last event contained new Avengers, Pegasus. I'm thinking this store will contain Pegasus, hopefully the Extreme X-Men, also some gear, some other things that you could buy from the store as well. Reach the top of the leaderboard for a 3 Diamond Nova, and there's going to be a web milestone associated with this as well, where you need to battle with raids, collect these credits, and then you're going to earn even more points for that. So that is what is coming up. Looks to be a pretty good event. Hopefully the character shards and the conversion rate to campaign energy to getting this limited time currency to use in the event store is a good ratio. Moving down to the next exciting thing, and this is about the Pegasus team becoming farmable. Iron Man Infinity War character shards are going to be available in the Cosmic Crucible store, at least according to these data mines. And as we know, a lot of these data mines, they do come into the game, but some of them they never do, and sometimes they change as well. But according to these data mines, Iron Man Infinity War going into the Cosmic Crucible store for elite credits, Darkhawk going into Heroes 7-6, replacing Morbius, who is still going to remain available in the Blitz store. And for me, this is good because I'm still farming Morbius every day, not for those Morbius shards, but for those gold orbs that are on those Morbius orbs. So this is great for me because now we'll be farming Darkhawk every day and still getting those gold orbs. And also Ironheart Mark II character shards available in the war store for war credits. Now, as far as the timing of this, normally when characters become farmable, we hear about it in the previous blog, and then the next week on that Thursday or Friday is when all these characters become farmable. So we didn't hear about it on the blog for the 12th of January. So the soonest we could hear about this is in a 19th blog, so this Friday's blog, which means that these characters will not be available till the 25th or 26th of January. If we don't hear about it this week, these characters becoming farmable, the next opportunity for them to announce this would be in the blog for the 26th of January, which means that these characters would not become farmable until the 1st or 2nd of February. An interesting point here, Darkhawk is going to be in the next battle pass coming out today, which means if we heard about these characters becoming farmable on the 19th, this Friday, well, we would have almost 2 weeks of Darkhawk being in that battle pass before he becomes farmable. And if it's announced on the 26th, which would be the following Friday, well, he would be fully out of the battle pass when this comes to fruition. Also, we have a few tidbits about Gwenum and Void Knight. Like usual, they will have some offers, they will have some orbs and everything usual associated with characters that are introduced in the game. Let's move off of the data mines and onto your questions from the mailbag channel on the Discord server. Shout out to everybody that left a question there. And if you want to get one of your questions answered on one of these videos, make sure you join the Discord. The link is down below in the description. Join the mailbag questions channel and leave your question there. First question of the week, though, comes from Dorky Cool. I have a Dark Dimension 6 question. What are the best tunes to gear tier 18 in Cosmic? So let's go look at the Cosmic section, Dark Dimension 6, and a few good choices. I think the 3 top choices are going to be Val, Kestrel, and Kang. Kang is just a great character. Same thing with Kestrel. Kestrel also recently got that mythic tag, so you're probably going to want to take Kestrel to Dark Dimension 7. So great character to build up. Kang's a great character to build up. Val is a great character to build up as well. Required for the Bifrost team, which is the first team in the Incursion 2 raids, that Bifrost Mystic section. Also, a lot of great call-outs in Dark Dimension in the kit of Val. So these are great characters. The ultimate of Val, using it over and over and over, potentially reviving 2 characters, is great. All right, as far as the remaining 2 characters, if you're just looking for the best, it's going to be Dormammu and super-skrull, but Dormammu is very expensive. Super-skrull you're not going to have until your second run of Dark Dimension. So let's talk about some other choices that you can bring. What I brought was Photon and Stitcher. Photon was sort of involved in the arena meta at the time and is very, very good in war still. Not sure if this is a character that you want to bring in. Still a cheap character. Ravager Stitcher is a cheap character as well. But other choices that you have, I think if you do have the gear, Eternals are great characters. Eternals are really, really good, still have a lot of use in the game nowadays, even years after the release, and I think you're still gonna have use for the Eternals for a while. We also have some other Bifrost members like Beta Ray Bill, and I think Beta Ray Bill is the best out of Beta Ray Bill, Kid Loki, Sylvie, and just normal Loki. So I think if you want to pair someone to take advantage of that Val kit, I think Beta Ray Bill is the character for you. Another interesting choice that you might want to consider if you have a lot of gear is Hela. Hela is a very good character. She does take a lot of Mystic gear, one of the more expensive characters, and she does take Miasma. So I don't know if you want to be spending on Hela over Dormammu, but if you really are into war, really into an Undying team, then that may be a choice for you. But if it were me doing this over, I would probably go Beta Ray Bill and Photon, not going Ravager Stitcher. Very, very cheap. So if you're just looking to get in, you have the characters ready, and you're very soon, and you're just looking for a cheap option, Stitcher is good because not many characters take skill gear here, but I would go Photon and Beta Ray Bill for Dark Dimension 6 if I was doing it again. So hopefully that helps you for Dark Dimension. I think you bring in Val, Kestrel, Kang, and then you figure out the other 2 based on your roster. But like I said, I would bring in Beta Ray Bill and Photon if it was me today. Hey, Valley, question about the escape from Kiln. The team required for each cell going to be the same every time it comes back, or are they going to change it each time? Are they even going to bring it back? I mean, we've had Avengers Tower. They brought that back twice, maybe 3 times total. But yeah, then we've had Sword Satellite when the diamonds were introduced, and that I don't think is coming back. This mode, I don't think it's coming back either, but I would love it if it did. It's very, very fun. Obviously, with the introduction of level 100, they would need to change up some of the power levels for some characters, maybe change up some characters to be a little more relevant in the meta, and change up the rewards, because if you've already got some diamonds for your Gambit, you're not going to have a incentive to go through it again just for some maybe piece of gear. But I would say it's probably not coming back, but if it does coming back, it's not going to be the same when it comes back. For a Cosmic Crucible, is there a good counter to Horseman teams? Usually 300 to 500k bigger than my teams. All right, so that is going to be challenging. And Crucible, where you're going to face these characters, where you're going to face these teams, and what you're going to use to counter really depends on the room. So for a few characters, there are some Cosmic Crucible teams that are very, very good. And if you have them in the right room, these teams will win. Superior 6. The latest Cosmic Crucible team, they can punch up very, very big against even some meta teams, depending on what the room is. Masters of Evil, also another great Cosmic Crucible team. Same with the new Wards, but let's talk about these teams specifically. Let's start with this Darkhold team. Normally, I don't see a full Darkhold team on defense in Cosmic Crucible. Normally, it's some hybrid without Scarlet Witch and with Quicksilver is probably the common one I'm saying. Sometimes you got a super-skrull in this to make it a little more challenging, but just a full Darkhold team. You know, if you're not using Superior 6, Masters of Evil, New Warriors, very easily beaten by a Tangled Web team with Nova and either Emma and then Doom, or either Emma and then Kestrel. Very easily beaten in room 3 or room 6. Moving on to the Unlimited X-Men, we do have some mutant rooms where they get bonuses. Normally seeing this team or a hybrid of this team in rooms 4 or 5. But honestly, even before the introduction of the Extreme X-Men, it was mainly hybrids that I was seeing of this team. Gambit was also always on this team. Same thing with Rogue, Dazzler, but Sunfire and Phantom X were dropped a lot. Now, since the introduction of the Extreme X-Men team, you got characters like Nightcrawler and Forge, sometimes Cyclops in this, and it makes it a lot tougher, but pretty easily beaten by a Tangled Web or New Warriors as far as a full Unlimited X-Men team. But if you have some Extreme X-Men in there, usually a Superior 6 with Vulture in and Lizard out will beat a hybrid team in room 4 or 5. Again, was an interesting team. Still very good on defense. I see a lot more people using this team on offense though. But on defense, if you are able to control Red Hulk, not let him do his ultimate, you pretty much are going to win. But if you can't control Red Hulk, let him get all his charges up, well, this team has potential to really damage whatever you bring in there. But normally I'm seeing this team in room 6 in this current season of Cosmic Crucible. But if you do see this team, very easily beaten by the Tangled Web. They aren't as good in some other rooms. But yeah, if you can control Red Hulk, you could easily beat them with Tangled Web. Also with Superior 6, New Warrior, some of these Cosmic Crucible meta teams as well. But yeah, you can beat the Gamma team. And last but not least is the Death Seed team. Now, Unlimited X-Men combos, yeah, you see them in 4 or in 5. The Death Seed is usually just in 5 when I see them. And if you see this Death Seed team in 5, well, you can punch up okay against them again with the Pegasus team. Pegasus does very well against the Death Seed team. As long as your rescue survives, you should do good against this team. Also, Eternals Apocalypse combos works well against this team in room 5 as well. Hey, Valley, trying to figure something out. How much gold does it take to level a character from 1 to max? This is not accounting for gears, ability, or rank ups, just levels. I just want my max Gwenum and trying to figure out if I should hoard 1 or 2 payouts, about 10 to 12 per ward season leaderboard payouts. Well, I didn't have any characters at level 1, so I couldn't test this exactly, but luckily on the test server, I didn't level up my Lizard yet, and taking my Lizard from level 1 to 95, assuming you have all these training mats and stuff, it's going to cost 16.8 million gold. So based on what you're getting per war season, it would take 2 war payouts to get to you're going to max out on day 1. Would you be willing to pay, and do you think others will be willing to pay $5 every 4 weeks to get auto blitz? The answer for me short is no, I wouldn't be paying for that. Now, one question that was posed by the chat this morning, and everybody I asked in chat this morning said no. But one interesting thing is, what if they put this in a battle pass? Would it make you more likely to buy a battle pass? And there's 2 battle passes, right? One has a lot of dark promo credits, the other has a lot of gear 18 pieces. Neither of them are really appealing toward me right now, because recently with the dark promo battle passes, they've had farmable characters in there. The other ones, they've had some unfarmable characters, but I've already beaten Dark Dimension 6, so those Gear 18 pieces aren't as valuable for me. I know SKIPPABLE likes to make their money, and even though I'm mostly free-to-play player, I think I'd purchase that quality of life premium from them. They can even still have it fully play Blitz while being more sim, would be more than auto Blitz. I'd probably just purchase as long as the numbers weren't too far off. I guess it depends on how much you want to push on these Blitz events, because that's the really only time that you want to be using this. And I guess you're paying $5 every milestone event, because they're probably not going to have more than one Blitz milestone event every 4 weeks. I don't think I would do it. I don't think it's a great value. For me, I'd suffer through those Blitz rotations. But I know not everybody wants to do that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you be willing to pay that? Not, or would you be more willing to buy a battle pass or strike pass if they did include a full sim Blitz in there? Honestly, I don't think that they would do that. I don't think it helps them reach the metrics that they want, but just kind of an interesting question to pose. I have a blog and gold question. When they, after level 100 comes out, where they more gold in war, because we're due for a war payout, win or lose for gold. Not sure what your question is. I think what you're asking is, after level 100 comes out, are they going to increase the war season payouts to gold? They haven't mentioned anything about that. I don't think so. Hopefully they do. More gold is obviously better, but just remember, when level 100 comes out on January 22nd, you're not going to reach level 100 right away, unless you're a Kraken and been saving a ton of energy. But most normal players, you're going to have to reach level 96, and that's going to take a few weeks. You're going to go from, you're going to spend your campaign energy, slowly increase your commander experience. And as you get that commander experience up, you're going to get to level 96. And you're going to spend more campaign energy. After a few weeks of normal play, then you're going to be at level 97. So it's not going to be immediate that you're going to need all that gold. You're going to be, one level at a time, unless you're a Kraken and it's going to get it right on day one. But yeah, I hope they increase the gold. They haven't mentioned anything about that, but I want them to increase it. Hopefully they do. All right, hey Valley, just started playing Dark Dimension 6. I'm gonna crossroad for global. My team consists of plug and play longevity solo characters. Apocalypse, Quicksilver are no-brainers for me. Was thinking Weaver for her timeless charge mechanic, Doom for his timeless ult turn meter mechanic, and now for Mythic, either Gambit or Nightcrawler. Who would you recommend to take me for long-term value as Dark Dimension 5th? So I think both of these characters, Gambit and Nightcrawler, have a lot of value long-term. The problem is both of them are mutants, and you probably already spent a bunch of mutant gear on Apocalypse. So you probably could take up one or the other. And as far as your pings in Dark Dimension 6, you probably have Gambit Bilger. So the pings that he's doing in Dark Dimension 6 is going to be more valuable. The devs also said that Nightcrawler was designed to have more plug-and-play options to be used outside the raids and outside of the Extreme X-Men team. If you're looking for longer-term value, I think Nightcrawler is the way to go there. But as far as Weaver, or timeless charge mechanic, yes, I think it will be timeless and will be valuable in Cosmic Crucible War for a long time. But as far as Weaver's actual value in Dark Dimension 6, because of the numbers of enemies and the turns they're taking, she's going to lose her charges very fast. So you bring Weaver, bring her for her long-term value. Don't bring her for her value in Dark Dimension 6, because I didn't bring her into Dark Dimension 6. I did gear her 18 up later because I think she is valuable for Cosmic Crucible. But yeah, from what I hear, you're going to lose charges very, very fast with Weaver. And the other question is Doom. Doom's timeless ult is very, very good. The problem with him is we already at the end of Teal. So to get the next unique for him, that Dormammu also takes another mythic tune. Oh, you're going to start all over when they release Gear Tier 19. So if you're going to get all that stuff in time, then yeah, bring Dormammu, bring Doom, be good for you. But if you're not, then you might want to wait on Doom. So if it were me, gear was not an issue. This is who I'd bring in. Apocalypse, Quicksilver. I like Gambit and Nightcrawler. I like both of them. And then for my 5th, I would go with Doom. But obviously, you need to make some adjustments based on the gear that you have. You probably don't want to bring in 3 mutant characters to that same section there. So I have one more question. Who are the first tunes you're going to level up to 100 with the level cap increase? Well, again, day 1, unless you're some Kraken that has a bunch of campaign energy saved, it's going to be level 96. And not on day 1, it's going to be after a while, after we get that experience up. But it's going to be my arena characters. So Apocalypse, Super-Skrull, Green Goblin, Miss Marvel, Hardlight, Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes, Black Cat, Quicksilver. Those are characters that I'm using either on arena offense or arena defense. There's 2 main teams that I use on Arena Offense. And the teams that I use are basically this team right here with Apocalypse, Quicksilver, super-skrull, Green Goblin, Miss Marvel, Hardlight, and this team right here, Miss Marvel, Hardlight, Black Cat. Big time Spider-Man really needs just enough focus so that he can land a disruptor on Miss Marvel, Hardlight, on the enemy Miss Marvel, Hardlight. Once he has that, then we're fine. And then Apocalypse and super-skrull. So those are the first characters I would bring up. Raids, we're pretty much set on the raids, unless I'm trying to do some raid content that I keep failing on. Then I would go back and level up raid characters. But after Arena, I would go right away to Cosmic Crucible, unless there's some new content raids that I'm really struggling with. Hey, Valley, I got another one here. Is Hive Mind actually worth it? My alliance is doing 1.1 incursion. My bio gets absolutely stomped on the first node. They're all gear 16, albeit I admit, I'm missing Captain Carter's ult, US Agent's passive, and all of Agent's Venom's T4s. That's a lot that you're missing, my brother. But I think I should stick with an easy clear, and I'm not. I would put a few more T4s on that team because I have most of the T4s, if not all the T4s on that team. But as far as what you need for the raids, if you are able to clear the raids, let's put in one T4 at a time. Let's say you're able to clear the raids with that one T4. You don't need any other T4s. And looking at what I have in my roster here, well, we do have the ultimate for Captain Carter T4, and she does safeguard for 2 turns instead of 1 turn. A little more damage. That is good. Captain America's all done. Agent Venom. Now, if you're using super-skrull to get through the raids, now in doing incursion 1.1, you may not need super-skrull. Once you get to your incursion 2, Agent Venom goes out, super-skrull goes in, and all these T4s do not matter. But if you're using full rebirth, you do want to T4 some of these. Winter Soldier, you didn't mention it. US Agent. Now, the passive for US Agent does give them speed. Anytime there's a block, and Captain America has a lot of block chance, you're getting speed all the time. This is a pretty good passive. So what I'm wondering is how much better is Hive Mind over Rebirth, because I need an efficient and effective bio solution ASAP. Well, Hive Mind is probably at least minimum 3 weeks away. So if you're looking for something right now, unfortunately, if you probably need to build up Rebirth and put some T4s into them. It's not the best thing because you know Hive Mind is coming. Rebirth's sort of at the end of their life cycle, but if having that ASAP is more important to you than the resources and things that you would put up, then do that now. If your resources are more important, your T4s, all that stuff, then wait for the Hive Mind, but it won't be ASAP. We also don't know the full kit for Red Goblin, so we don't know how this full team is going to perform. They're not on a test server, so none of the envoys have tried this full team to give any recommendations as far as T4s and how they perform. But Rebirth should be able to beat Incursion 1.1. Maybe doing a couple of the T4s, building up their levels slightly, just the bare minimums. Again, with raid teams, you want to build them up so you can pass your current raid content. And as soon as you're able to clear your current raid content, do not invest anything else into them. Unless your alliance is going up to the next raid, then you might need to do that. But yeah, invest a bare minimum in the raids. So at this point, it is hard to say how much better is Hive Mind over Rebirth, considering we only know 4 of the characters. But it is up to you at this point. You know, it's going to take a little while for the full Hive Mind to get here. Rebirth is the solution right now. They're not a great solution, but they are the best that we have in the game right now. I'm wondering how a hybrid team with some Rebirth and some Hive Mind is going to work, because Void Knight should be coming out sometime this week. We already have Carnage and Venom in the game. Hopefully we get some tests on that a little later, and hopefully we can take that in a test server and actually test that out. But that is all we have for today. Hopefully this video helps you, answering some of your questions, helping you with your gameplay and experience in Marvel Strike Force. And if it did, leave it a like. It is free for you, and it tremendously helps out the channel. If you want to check out what are all the best teams in Marvel Strike Force right now, right from best to worst, make sure to check out the video up there, and have a great rest of your day. Again, stay safe, stay warm. I'll see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out. Thanks for watching, guys.